Hello students. So today we are doing the multiple choice questions, that is MCQs of a very important chapter, that is chemical bonding. So let's start without wasting any time. So all the MCQs that I have discussed today in this video are taken from this particular book, most likely ICSE question bank for chemistry class 10 2024 examination. Okay, this is a very nice detailed book. Now chapter wise and category wise questions, all the chapter at a glance, word of advice, and all the previous year's questions are given. This book is from Oswal Gurukul. I will make a detailed review of this book as well, but right now let's start with the MCQs. Okay, so the first question is, the duplet or octet structures of valence shell makes dash of an element chemically dash. So here are the options. Start writing in the comment box what is your answer. You can pause the video here. I am giving you the answers. The duplet or octet structures of a valence shell makes atom of an element chemically inactive. है ना, stable हो जाएगा. Inactive means stable. So the answer is atom and inactive. B option is correct. So in this book, they have given you the explanation also. So it says that duplet rule states that an element is stable if the atom has 2 electrons in its valence shell. And to attain this state, elements lose, gain or share electrons and form chemical bonds. For example, helium has 2 electrons in the outermost shell and also chemically inert. So the correct answer is atom and inactive. Let's go ahead. The atomic number of oxygen is 8. The total number of electrons in O minus 2 ion is. So it is O minus 2. Okay. Now in O minus 2 ion, how many electrons would be there? Will it be 10, 8, 6 or 9? So the correct answer is 10, because there are 2 more negative charges, right? So 2 electrons are extra. And here in atom it was 8. So if 2 electrons are extra, it becomes 10. Okay, the electrons that are added to the electronic shell with the greatest principal quantum number are called valence electrons. And here the number of valence electron, here the 2 electrons are added. Okay, let's go ahead. Next, covalent bond is rigid and directional. It's responsible for, so when they say covalent bond is rigid and directional, then is it responsible for the rigidity of the molecule or definite shape of the molecule or fluidity of the molecule or none of this? So the correct answer is definite shape of the molecule. Now, next, atoms of the same element combine to form molecules by means of dash bonds. So atoms of the same element combine to form molecules by the means of which type of a bonds? Is it ionic, covalent, coordinate or electrovalent? So the correct answer is covalent, right? So when you see chlorine and chlorine, when you see hydrogen and hydrogen, this is Cl2H2, so these are the atoms of the same element. Now when they combine, you should know that they are sharing electrons, right? Because both of them are on the same pace of electronegativity, so one cannot lose, one cannot accept, so they have to share their electrons, and by sharing it forms covalent compound. Next, a molecule of dash contains a triple bond. So do you have a triple bond in sulfur, nitrogen, oxygen or carbon? Where do you have a triple bond? So yes, nitrogen has a triple bond. We know that the valence electrons of nitrogen are 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This nitrogen will also have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Right? So when you see this, now the octet is complete. When these pairs are shared, the octet is complete. So you see there are 3 pairs of electrons that are shared. Right? So this nitrogen will form 3 bonds, and this will be a lone pair of electrons left with each of the nitrogen atom, right? Now the physical state of ionic compounds is, so are ionic compounds in vapor state, molten state, solid state or none of these? Yes, the answer is solid state. Ionic compounds are in solid form. Now, a solution of a dash will contain both ions and molecules of the solute. Now, will contain both ions and molecules of the solute. So, whether it will be covalent, strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte, or none of this. Yes, dear children, the answer is weak electrolyte, because in weak electrolyte, complete dissociation is not there. Do you remember? There is partial dissociation. So there will be molecules also which are undissociated molecules, and due to partial dissociations, ions will also be there. So in case of weak electrolyte, a solution of weak electrolyte, right, will contain both the ions and molecules. Next, in sodium chloride crystal, each sodium ion is surrounded by dash chloride ions, and each chloride ion by dash sodium ions. So you should know the structure very well. You should know the concepts very well. If you want to understand the chapter, you can search, or I will give you the video in the I button where I have explained all of these. So the answer here is 6, 6. Okay. Each sodium ion is surrounded by 6 chloride ions, and each chloride ion is surrounded by 6 sodium ions. Let's go ahead. In ammonia molecule, NH4 plus ammonium molecule, all the 4 bonds are, okay, in ammonium ion, not molecule, sorry. Okay, ammonium ion. All the 4 bonds are covalent, non-identical, identical, or coordinate. What it is? The answer is identical. All the 4 bonds are identical. Okay, so ammonium ions have tetrahedral shape. If you know, this ammonium ion has tetrahedron shape like this. Okay, so and ammonia have a lone pair to donate to form ammonium ion. So ammonium ions have no lone pair present to distort the normal tetrahedral angle, and all 4 N and H bonds are identical. So all these bonds are identical. Okay. Ammonium ion have no lone pair present, so no distortion. Now the next question, the water molecules easily break the dash bonds between the oppositely charged ions. Okay, the water molecules easily break the dash bonds between the oppositely charged ions. The ions drift in water in all possible direction, and hence electrovalent compounds dash in water. So suppose there is sodium chloride, okay, and there are water molecules around. So there will be OH minus and H plus. So H plus will attract chloride towards itself, OH minus will attract sodium towards itself, and hence the ions will drift and it will form sodium ion and chloride ion. Correct? So now answer, the water molecules easily break which bonds? They break the ionic bonds between the oppositely charged ions. The ions drift in water in all possible direction, and hence the electrovalent compounds dissolve in water. So this was electrovalent or ionic compound. You know? So ionic bond is broken, and this becomes ions, and hence these are soluble in water. Next, among the following compounds, identify the compound that has all the 3 bonds: ionic, covalent, and coordinate. Now, among all 4 of them, A, B, C, D, okay, which one has all the types of bonds? Pause the video and find out the answer. So the answer is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride has all the bonds. Okay, now this question was asked in board exams. Okay, now ammonium chloride diagram is also there in your concise textbook. So you can see there's a there's a covalent bond, there's an ionic bond, and even there's a coordinate bond between the ammonium ion and chloride. Okay, ammonium ion and chloride, there is a coordinate bond as well here. Okay, let's go ahead. The type of bonding in HCl molecule is, So in HCl molecule, which type of bonding is there? Yes, polar covalent bond is there. Let's go ahead. The molecule containing a triple covalent bond is, so out of these four, ammonia, methane, water and nitrogen, which has a triple covalent bond? We have just done nitrogen. Next, covalent bond is formed between, okay, so covalent bond, from the covalent bond word, what do we understand? Sharing of electrons, and sharing of electrons. So sharing of electrons takes place between metal and non-metal, or only metals, or two non-metals, or non-metals and an ion. What is the correct answer? Yes, the answer is two non-metals. We have already done an example, chlorine, chlorine, Cl2, na? HH, H2. So since both are non-metals, they can share electrons. See, metals can only give electrons. One metal can give and one non-metal can take electrons. So this will form an ionic bond. This will form a metallic bond, right? This will form a covalent bond by sharing. Correct? Let's go ahead. Valency of aluminium is, okay, aluminium atomic number is 13, right? So 283, this is how you will write the electronic configuration. So how many electrons are there in the outermost shell? 3. So correct answer is 3. Now aluminium has a tendency to lose. Aluminium has a tendency to lose how many electrons? Just now I gave you 283. So it can easily lose these 3 electrons. So 3 electrons is the correct answer. Next, which of the following is a common characteristic of a covalent compound? Does covalent compound have high melting point, or consists of molecules, or always soluble in water, or conducts electricity when it is in molten state? Yes, so the answer is it consists of molecules. It is a common characteristics of all the covalent compounds. Now, a gas having double bond is, out of carbon monoxide, oxygen, carbon dioxide, or none of them, which one has a double bond? Okay, so the answer is oxygen. Oxygen has a double bond. You know, one oxygen. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons in the outermost shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons in this one. So here by sharing two pair of electrons, both the oxygen are completing their octet. So here you can see double bond is formed by sharing of two pairs of electrons, this double bond, okay? And there will be two lone pairs of electrons on each oxygen. Let's go ahead. Lead chloride is, na, PbCl2 is, whether it is covalent and coordinate bonded compound, or ionic, or none of this. So the answer is ionic compound. It is a ionic compound. Okay. Now next. Now PbCl2 is also given in detail in your textbook, so read carefully. Now again, this question has also come in board exam. A compound with low boiling point is. So how will you select? And out of these four, which compound will have low boiling point? See, if you see, the correct answer here is carbon tetrachloride. Because if you see sodium chloride, it is ionic. Calcium chloride is also ionic compound. Potassium chloride is also ionic compounds, and ionic compounds have high boiling point. Okay, this is the covalent compound having low boiling point. Next, the next question is sodium and sodium ions. When I say sodium atom, or when I say sodium ion, okay, are they chemically same? Do they have same number of electrons? Do they have same number of protons, or none of the above? So pause the video, give the answer in the comment section. So let me tell you, they cannot have same number of electrons. So if they are not having same number of electrons, they are not chemically same. Here there is one electron less, right? So they are not chemically same. They cannot have same number of electrons. They have the same number of proton. So C is the correct answer. Next, compound having one lone pair of electrons. Lone pair is that pair of electrons which is not bonded. Okay. So is it water? Is it methane? Is it ammonia? Or is it hydrogen sulfide? What's the correct answer? So the correct answer is ammonia, NH3. Okay, here nitrogen has one lone pair. So if you see nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all these three are bonded with one hydrogen. Okay, so you can see nitrogen is bonded with three hydrogens here, and there is one lone pair of electrons. So ammonia is the correct answer. So this was all about today's video. I have covered around 22 questions, and there are so many more questions in this particular book. So if I see this chapter, there are 36 MCQs. So if you want to buy this book, I will give you the link of this book in the description box. Also in the upcoming videos, I am giving you fill in the blanks of this particular chapter, that is chemical bonding. So I hope you enjoyed, you were able to answer many questions. If you are still not able to answer all the questions, please go ahead and visit my channel Zenith Academy Online. And here you can learn all the chapters for ICSE chemistry. I have given you detailed videos. I have explained you. You can see my face also on those videos. So all the best for your class 10 examinations, and do subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. And keep the learning always on Zenith Academy Online.